Hello, welcome to the Caffeinated Cast-Ons YouTube channel. My name is Therese. Welcome to another episode 45 of Caffeinated Cast-Ons. You can find me on Instagram as @CaffeinatedCast-Ons, and I'll post my making there kind of day to day, what I'm working on, usually what I'm watching and knitting at the same time. For those of you who are new, sorry, I'm a little scrambled this morning. For those of you who are new, I am a North Texas based knitter. I've been knitting more than 3 years now, and this is just a video version of Ravelry project pages. I am trying to keep it down. I'm on a break right now, and my son is napping. So you know the drill. If you've been here a while, you know lately I've been trying to squeeze in recording during nap times, so oh, got my coffee in my skeleton mug. This is my second cup of the day, and it's needed for sure. It is Monday, October 14th. I'm filming this later than I wanted. I feel like life has been so chaotic lately that I'm squeezing it in where I can, and I'm trying very hard to be consistent. I don't know when I'll actually be able to nail down like, oh, I upload every Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to figure it out, so bear with me. I really want to be consistent. It's just finding the time to do it. I have a toddler, so and I work full time, so it's a little chaotic. So episode 45, I feel like we have a lot to talk about because I've done a lot of work. Let's start with some finished objects. My finished object for this week is a pair of vanilla Scrappy socks. Look at how fun these look. I am very pleased with how these came out. I did the vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I did a German twisted cast on. I think I did 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing, and then each stripe is 10 rounds. Did a heel flap and gusset, and then once I got to the toe, I switched my needles from the 9-inch circulars to a 32-inch cord for magic loop, and I just used a US size 1. These scraps is, I don't think I can tell you what every single one of these scraps is. It's a hodgepodge of scraps. It's either been like a pair of socks or a Musselburgh hat, honestly. And I've already like put the scraps of this in my Scrappy blanket. And so I took the scraps, here they are, and here's what's left. And there's about 20 grams left, and so I just split those into two for sock 1 and sock 2, so about 10 grams, give or take, and then just pulled through those. And the socks, so total it was 35.8 grams per each sock. And so I had about 160 grams to start with total, and then leftover I have, no, I take that back. I had 160 grams per sock, I think. Leftover I have 48.9 grams per like sock 1 and sock 2. So there's definitely enough in here to make another pair of socks. I don't know if I am going to make another pair of Scrappy socks out of these. There's even more. Or if I'm just going to go ahead and put these scraps, whatever's left over, into my Scrappy blanket. I have not decided because I have some other things that I want to knit on and get done and cast on, so I don't know. I tell myself I'm not going to cast on socks. That's what happened with these. And then I cast them on anyways. But I like having a portable project because like if you're working on like a larger project, like my cardigan that I have going or my Scrappy blanket, those aren't so portable, especially as they grow. So I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I am kind of tempted just to go ahead and do another pair of Scrappy socks and use up the rest, and then whatever doesn't go into the sock, add it to my magic knot ball. Or I might just put these directly in the magic knot ball. I'm not sure. Have not decided, but this is my second magic knot ball, so I could just add these there. I don't know. I can't decide. Stay tuned. We'll see. But these are just hanging out my cute little lamb yarn bowl. And that's where the yarn comes out. I don't know where this is from. A friend of mine got this as a gift for me, so I'm not sure where she got it. Maybe off Etsy? I don't know. But that's my finished object for this week. My goal was to just get to the toe, and I ended up finishing it. And so it went by pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm very excited. I really love how these come out, how the colors ended up going together. I'm very excited about this pair of socks. Let's talk about works in progress. Let me get a sip of coffee. It already is getting a little cold. I need to heat that back up. Oh, I am wearing a knit today. This is my Scotch broom tee. It's like my prized knit. I love it so much. I wore it at DFW Fiber Fest and got a lot of compliments. Saw a couple other people wearing their Scotch brooms. I love it so much. I will definitely knit another one. Not anytime soon, I don't think. There are other patterns that I want to knit, but it was a really fun knit. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, works in progress. So I am still working on my Novice Cardigan Chunky Edition by Petite Knit. And last week I was making my way through sleeve 2. Where is it? And my goal was to just finish the sleeve length before getting to the cuff. I beat that. I met that goal. So I finished the whole sleeve. So last week, hang on, this is where I was. And so I finished the length and I just bound off the cuff last night. And so I did a try on. It fits great. So I think I still have the bottom hem on stitch holders. I think I'm going to add a few more rounds of the ribbing here before I bind off of the body. But it's looking really great. And then all that's left after the bottom hem is going to be picking up the button bands. I am a little nervous on that side, and I feel like that's where this project is going to stall. I don't know why. I just get, I guess, nervous for picking up the stitches there. And something I think that I'm going to wish I would have done, well, I'll let you know for sure, but I think I wish I would have slipped the last stitch in this row. And I feel like that potentially could make picking up these stitches easier. I have a hunch. We will see. But it is coming along great. I am a little concerned about the fit. Like, it fits great, if not a tad big now. I'm a little worried about blocking it. So I'm not sure. I don't think it grew much whenever I swatched. I think it stayed pretty consistent, so I think I should be okay. And if anything, I can roll up the sleeves if it grows a little bit. The body, I'm fine letting that go a little bit longer. So I'm not gonna block it aggressively at all whenever I wet block this. but it's coming along so beautifully. Like, I am seriously so excited to finish this. So stay tuned. We'll see how much longer it takes me. My goal is to finish it in October. I think I can do it, especially with the goals I have set up here. I think the longest piece will be deciding what buttons to attach to the garment. I think that's going to be where I get held up because I have not thought about buttons yet for this. Yep, so that's my work in progress so far. The other project is a new cast on and whip, almost done. And that is, hold on. I have a Sloan beanie on my needles. So I have knit this beanie before. I can't recall whenever I casted this specific one on, but I'm on the decreases to like sealer on up. And I did go up a needle size, I believe. So this one is going to be a little bit slouchier. Let me show you. I've knit 2 of these before. And I've showed these in a previous episode saying I really didn't know what to do with these because I personally don't wear them and haven't worn them since I made them. But I had the Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick that I bought whenever I first started learning to knit. And I just bought a ton because it works up quick. It's super easy and relatively inexpensive to work with. And I didn't know what to do with those beanies. But with all like the hurricanes going on, especially like in North Carolina, I know Florida has gone through hurricanes. I decided I was going to find a way to donate these beanies. And so I'm knitting up as many as I can with the leftover yarn that I have. And I have some light blue too, but I'm not going to get that. And I'd love to donate those to those in need. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, I'm getting flustered. I think it's just a great use of my time. It's a quick knit, and I know people are going to need these, especially getting into the cooler months. Alabaster Pearl on Instagram, she knitted a ton of beanies and donated because she connected with someone who was taking a huge trailer of like homemade blankets and things like that. And so I was definitely inspired by her to do what I could. It's not a lot, like I only have a stack of 4 beanies, but I know people need them. And it was pretty devastating what the people were going through in North Carolina. And just in Florida. So my goal is to finish this. It literally will take me so little time to finish this one. And then I'll make another one with whatever yarn I have left here, and just continue to make more and mail those off whenever. I think I still need to get the address to where I need to mail those to. Yeah. So that is what I will definitely finish that this upcoming week. Okay, yeah, so goals for this week are to finish the Sloan beanie. I'd like to get the hem done on my cardigan and begin picking up stitches for the button band on the cardigan. And I would like to pick up my Afghan square again. I think especially since I'm pretty much just down to 1 whip with my Novice cardigan, I can pull focus again on my Afghan blanket to finish that up, because in the upcoming months, in like the weather hopefully cooling down here in North Texas, I would love to knit on my Scrappy blanket more consistently because it's been quite a while since I have picked it up. And it has so much yarn ready to go. So hopefully by, I'm going to say November, beginning of November, I can just start knitting on that blanket again and then maybe have a smaller project or another garment. I do have like 1 or 2 garments in mind that I would like to knit up with some yarn that I got from Fiberfest. So that'll probably be part of my November planning. Okay, what else to talk about? Something I noticed thinking about my cardigan, because that is, I think it's 100% wool and it's not superwash, so non-superwash. I've noticed that it seems like a lot more dyers are switching from superwash to a non-superwash base, or just including a new non-superwash base. I typically buy superwash because I knit a lot of socks and I don't want to have to hand wash those all the time, especially as my sock collection grows. And so I'm wondering if that is the main difference between the two bases, because I know like one is like more processed because they're removing that chemical in the sheep's wool or something. I forget the exact thing, but I know it in my head. If the main difference is going to be, is non-superwash more sturdy? Because I know you can't stick it in the dryer or else it's going to felt, especially 100% wool. Like, I'm very curious if you have an opinion on superwash versus non-superwash, because I feel like a lot more people, at least indie dyers that I've seen, are now coming out with non-superwash bases. So I'm not sure. It's like, it depends on the project, if it's just a personal preference, or what it is. So I'm very curious to know if you have any opinions on that. But typically with my socks, I always have non-superwash, and they usually have a nylon in it as well. That's just been my preference. That's what I learned whenever I first started knitting, on like what yarn to choose for a sock yarn. So I'm curious to know your thoughts and opinions. What else is going on? I am going to Juju Knits in Fort Worth later this month. I joined, I think it's called like their Best Fiber Friend, like their BFF program. And it's I guess I'll call it a rewards program. You pay for it annually, and there are certain days throughout the year where you get, I believe it's 20% off. You get, I think, a birthday discount in a project bag, and I forget what the other benefits are. But they just opened it up for the first time this past month, October. I think they opened up October 1st, October 4th. Either way, I snagged a spot because I don't go there often, but I wanted to make a point to go out there more and shop at Juju Knits, and I thought this was going to be the perfect way to like self-motivate myself to go out there more. And they're having their 5th birthday party later this month, and so I am so excited. I went out there last year, I think, for their 5th birthday, 4th. And it was a good time. And so I'm excited to go there later this month and do a little bit of shopping and enjoy my BFF perks. What else? I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, but really just narrowed down to one whip, and I hope to get that done soon. What else? I don't know. Let's talk about reading, watching, and listening, because I think the coffee is starting to kick in, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm still reading the Bone Code, and it's not my favorite. Like, it's not as much like suspensey thriller as I was hoping. And I know that Bones, the show, isn't super mystery thriller. Some of the episodes are, but the book is just not what I was expecting. I'm still enjoying it, but not as much as I was hoping to, because I love watching Bones. Yeah, I'm still gonna finish it though. I'm more than halfway through, so definitely gonna finish it. But unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna read more of her books. Still making my way through Superstore as far as what I'm watching. You guys, I don't want to spoil anything, but like, I love how each season ends, like how they end each season with like big changes and kind of cliffhangers of like what's going to happen to the store. So I really like that. And I'm like just becoming more and more invested with the characters. Like, I love Amy. Oh my goodness, I relate to her so much. And just like what she goes through, I love her. Yeah, so highly recommend Superstore as a show. I think there's only 6 seasons. I'm in season 4, so I'm almost done. Lastly, listening. I have been listening to a playlist I created on Spotify. It's called What? So Are You Alternative Now? And if you know that movie reference, I don't know if you'll know it. If you know it, I'm curious to know if you know it, but I'll just tell you. It is from the movie Whip It. I forget what year that came out, but it's about roller derby, and this girl who's in pageants is talking to this other girl, and she is like, "What? So are you alternative now?" Like, and she's like, "Alternative to what?" I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorites. But I have a playlist there, and it's like alternative rock that you would hear, or that I just heard on the radio, like growing up, like in middle school and high school. And it just takes me back. Really been listening to that lately. So I will put that playlist down below if you feel like you're in an alternative music mood. Okay, let's wrap her up with 3 simple joys. I forgot to write these down. Simple joy number 1, it is supposed to start cooling down this week, and I am so excited. It's already like started to go down a little bit. But I am excited for cooler weather. So hasn't fully happened yet, but I am looking forward to it. Simple joy number 2 is the Chobani coffee creamer, specifically the chocolate chip cookie dough one. It is so good. Like, it's not what I have in my coffee right now. I just have the regular sweet cream one, but the cookie dough one in like some cold brew or iced coffee taste so good. Highly recommend if you like something like if you like your coffee sweeter, because that one is a bit more sweet than just like the regular sweet cream, but it's so good. Simple joy number 3, this past week I actually went to an actual knit night out with some of my knitting friends in the area. I used to, still kind of do, not really, co-host a local knit night. And it's been a while. Life has gotten crazy. It's hard to just really get out. And I actually got to meet up with some of my friends, and it was so nice because like I miss that so much. So I really want to try to prioritize that more and be more consistent about it. But it was so nice to be able just to meet up with some people and sit and knit and chat. So that was very nice. Okay. My coffee is cold now. I want to heat this up, and then I need to eat some lunch. I have a lot to get done this week. It's going to be a very busy week, so I'm hoping to find pockets of knitting time. Yeah. And so be sure to subscribe, like this video, and come back next week. I say next week, but really it's going to be this week because this video is out late, and I'm sorry. Yeah, so until next time, stay caffeinated.